You're watching KREM 2 News at 6.
He would always say that he wasn't a hero, but that was wrong. One thing he was very wrong about.
At an age most Americans are still trying to figure out what they want to do in life, Karl Garlock had already flown dozens of missions in World War II, was shot down over Germany, and became a prisoner of war. He was 21 years old.
Lieutenant Colonel Garlock survived his time as a POW, and for nearly 50 years he called Spokane home.
We were there earlier this month as his family and his country honored an American hero. On a cold December day at the Veterans Cemetery in Medical Lake, the sound of taps and the 21-gun salute filled the air in tribute to an extraordinary life.
He always felt that nothing was impossible, too.
That's right.
He always felt you could achieve any dream you wanted.
As his grandson told us, Karl Garlock lived those beliefs. He enlisted in the Army Air Corps after high school. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor prompted him to volunteer for flight school. Before long, he was flying a P-38 Lightning. That's him standing next to the twin-engine fighter.
He was very honored to be able to fly the most powerful fighters in the war at that time as well, too.
He flew a P-38.
P-38,
right?
That's right.
Yeah, and he loved that airplane.
The young pilot quickly found himself in the perilous skies above Europe. Then Captain Garlock flew 55 missions during the war, almost exclusively behind enemy lines, escorting bombers, destroying German fighters, and disrupting train supplies. In May of 1944, Garlock was attacking a German airfield when he was shot down. He escaped the crash landing with his life, but didn't escape the Germans. This is the telegram his family received notifying them the 21-year-old pilot had been captured. It reads, "Report just received through the International Red Cross states that your son, Captain Karl H. Garlock, is a prisoner of war of the German government."
So we have a lot to learn from their sacrifices and their will.
In August of 2015, Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers presented Garlock with the Prisoner of War Medal. 70 years earlier, he and other prisoners endured the bitter cold, beatings, and near starvation for 9 months before they were freed by General Patton's army. Christopher says his grandfather didn't talk much about his time as a POW, but no doubt passed along important lessons learned from his time at war.
He would often say that there was no kind of magic formula. It was just doing the things that sometimes were unpleasant and getting to wherever you wanted to be in any capacity.
And for Garlock, he wanted to be in the cockpit. He returned to the U.S. and went on to fly several different aircraft, although the P-38 remained his favorite. After 30 years in the service, Lieutenant Colonel Garlock retired from Kingsley Field in Willamette Falls, Oregon, home to these F-15 fighters that performed what's called the Missing Man Formation during Garlock's memorial, a tribute to a fallen pilot.
He was a man of dignity. He was someone that we all respected and looked up to, and he was, they just don't make him like that anymore.
So Lieutenant Colonel Karl Garlock was highly decorated as a pilot. He was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Air Medal with 3 devices for heroism in aerial combat, 2 Purple Hearts, the American Defense Medal, and the World War II POW Medal.